coming out within the next week. We're going to add some more stuff to it. We got rid of some things that people really weren't too fond of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Mainly fruits and vegetables.
You see, that same thing happened in the schools. Did you hear that report? They gave all the healthy food to the kids, and the kids started bringing in their own sandwiches.
Yeah, we had a nice yogurt parfait with fresh berries and granola, and I think we sold two.
I buy those all the time. I love this.
Sold two in the 4 months or so that we've been open.
So what's hot? What's a popular item at the restaurant?
Our shrimp and grits is
shrimp and grits.
The number one thing.
When we go out to eat, we want something that tastes good, right?
Yeah.
That's your job. Your job is to make food taste good, right?
The black and blue grits are really good too, though.
The black and blue.
My favorite.
Why are they called black and blue? I can't remember.
The blackened beef and blue cheese.
Oh, okay.
Blackened ribeye, caramelized onions, and blue cheese.
Okay.
Really tasty.
You know what? I didn't do my job well. I didn't tell anybody. We're assuming everybody knows what True Grit's restaurant is because we now know. But where is True Grit's restaurant?
Right down from the Livestock Pavilion. The Sunoco gas station is 331 Northwest 20th Street.
Okay. Use Sunoco and Livestock Pavilion as landmarks.
That seems to be the easiest way to get people in.
And you guys have an awesome logo. I think I complimented you on that before.
Yeah, we had a great marketing team that had worked up with a lot of our things.
Are you constantly changing the menu? Like, do you constantly get feedback from the guests? Like, you call customers guests, right? The guests to the restaurant. So do you constantly change the menu based on how well things are being ordered and all that?
Well, since we just opened, we're a completely new concept, and we're trying to pretty much figure out who we are. It's just fine-tuning, tweaking things to make sure that we can provide our guests with the best possible experience.
So if you have one person who's got a really big mouth and says, "I love those berries. Why did you get rid of those berries?" You say, "You know what? Yeah, but you're only one person."
Yeah.
Well, we do try and accommodate any guest as much as possible.
Okay.
So we do have the berries on hand for our citrus berry salad.
Oh, there you go.
So if we have somebody that requests it, we do try and accommodate them as best as possible. We give them fresh berries and some whipped cream and some granola or something like that.
And
That's what they like.
Are specials updated every day, twice a day? How do you do specials?
Specials pretty much whenever I have time to play around. And I have some money in the budget to where I can order in some interesting products. You get to put out something special.
Wow.
We have specials every Saturday night, though, for Saturday suppers.
You do? And what's, let's see, this Saturday's 2 days from now. What's coming up?
Saturday suppers, we've started a standard now. We have prime rib every Saturday night.
That's wonderful.
That's pretty special.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People love that.
It slow cooks for about 6.5, 7 hours. So when it comes out, it's beautiful.
Wow. You get started early then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Do people have to make reservations to come to Saturday suppers?
No reservations required.
No reservations. You're the Anthony Bourdain of Ocala.
But we prefer it, so we had.
We prefer it so we can better be ready for it. But no reservations required. Just come on, drop in, we'll feed you.
Do you know who I mean when I refer to Anthony Bourdain?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, his book, Kitchen Confidential, is actually what got me into
Is that right?
Into this industry, yes, sir.
So you'll be doing a TV show one day, too?
That would be nice.
Would you eat the stuff he eats? I mean, I saw him eat a live cobra heart one time.
I think I would have to.
Yeah.
When you're in this industry long enough, like my chefs always told me, just eat it. The worst thing is, you don't like it, you spit it out. You gotta at least try it.
I have a question about desserts. Here's why I'm thinking about desserts. Anthony Bourdain went nuts in New York on one of his videos looking for sea salt caramel ice cream, and he found that at an ice cream truck. So I was telling Robin about it, and guess where? They have it here. And I don't want to
gelato, right?
What is it?
Don't they have that in the gelato?
I don't know.
You
this
find
is
it
regular
in Publix.
ice cream.
They have a little sea salt.
In Publix, they have it. So I didn't want to name anybody else. Yeah. Oh, see, Robin named Brewster's. But so talk about desserts. What kind of desserts do you have?
Well, right now we're doing more of our southern staples: pecan pie, banana pudding.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
We've actually introduced some high-class French desserts, petit fours, cream puffs that everybody seems to love. Something that I never expected to go over in Ocala.
Yeah.
It's a pinkies up type of look.
That's right.
Pinkies up type.
High-class little dish, and people seem to love them. Just simple, basic pâte à choux and nice creams.
Now, again, I might be asking you something that you answered in a previous visit, but BJ, where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina. And,
Yes, sir.
and Yankee Girl is called Yankee Girl because you're from where?
I'm from upstate New York.
You make sure you make that clarification, right?
Yes.
You're not
I love
from the
your
city,
new
right?
No.
I do love your new hairdo, though. It looks
Thank
really
you.
nice, real pretty.
Can you just pull that microphone like it's aiming you? There you go. There you go. Now I can hear better. Yeah. How do you like the new studio? You like it?
It's really nice.
Really nice.
After we found it.
Oh, you walked all over the mall looking for us, right?
All over.
sir.
And then I finally asked someone, I'm like, they're outside. I'm like, oh.
They're outside.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we're inside but outside. That's right.
What kind of marketing do you find effective?
I would have to say word of mouth has probably been our best thing. More so when I talk to people, they always said, well, a friend told me about the place, and we had to try it, and everybody seems to enjoy the food, and it's spreading that way.
And it's just breakfast and dinner, except for Saturday nights?
Breakfast and lunch, except for Saturday nights, we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. And then Sundays?
Sundays, we're just breakfast and lunch. It's 8 to 2.
We serve breakfast all day.
Breakfast all day.
You're in the culinary arts, so you are the guy to ask this question. You both are. So you both. What is the difference between supper and dinner?
Where you're located in the world,
Oh, really?
that's what I would have to say.
So I was told. This is what I was told. I was told you can have dinner any time of day. It's what it is that makes it dinner. But supper is always at 6 or 5 in the evening. Have you ever heard that?
I've
Never heard that.
No,
have
never
not.
heard it. Just being in the South,
See, because Robin referred to it as dinner, and she meant like that meal, the big meal at lunchtime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like a Sunday dinner is normally on Sundays at
noon.
in the evenings. Yeah,
Oh, in the
noontime,
evenings. Okay.
or late evenings, something like
I
that.
don't know.
But I've always referred to it, or when I was brought up, supper was. It's dark outside. You're eating supper. Come in from supper.
What was the hardest meal to learn how to make and to make it right?
Hardest meal?
Yeah, the one that you said, "Oh man, I got to get this." It's hard to think.
It's
huh?
hard to think. I've had to cook so much food.
Can you do it? Okay, let me try to compare it to music. A lot of people can listen to a song and just play it by ear. Can you eat a meal and say, "Oh, I know how they did this," and actually figure it out?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Once you've tasted enough of it, you can pick out flavor profiles, and you can tell the spices and the seasoning, and looking at something, you can pretty much figure out the basic steps that they've done.
So you have grits and French. What do you call it? Petitfours?
French petitfours.
Petitfours.
Or profiteroles.
What are they?
A profiterole.
Profiterole.
Yeah.
That sounds like a medicine. I need a couple of profiterole. I'm feeling upset right now.
They'll definitely make you feel better.
So many people are lactose intolerant. Do you have something for them on that end of the spectrum?
Do not. But if anyone comes in with special needs, I'd be more than happy to work around it.
Do you know what I hate? I hate when you go get an ice cream and they put Cool Whip on it.
It's not allowed in the restaurant.
See, I love Cool Whip. Don't get me wrong, but it just if you're gonna have ice cream, put the real cream on it.
Yeah.
Right?
It takes. Why buy a product when I can take a quarter cream, throw some sugar in it?
It's like
and in 30 seconds, I've got real high quality whipped cream.
We were in Crystal River and there was there's a buffet over there, and they had what do you call it? Ravioli.
Yeah.
And it was Chef Boyardee.
I mean, you could tell.
I knew it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I eat Chef Boyardee. Don't worry. When I go camping, I open up a can. It's fine. But when you go to a restaurant and you're at that little buffet and you're spooning some onto your plate, then you go sit down and you say, "Wait a minute, this isn't real ravioli. This is Chef Boyardee." I know.
That is awful.
I'm just trying to illustrate that you guys are a real restaurant. You're a real chef, and you really prepare meals, and that's probably not that common in nowadays.
Sadly, this day and time, it really isn't, and that's part of the reason why we do what we do. It's me as a chef. I like to give people, the best possible they can get.
And Robin is going to New York in a couple of weeks, New York City, and in Times Square, one of the complaints people have about the restaurants in Times Square is they're all the cookie cutter restaurants, and
As Anthony Bourdain would refer to it, T.G. McFunsters.
Oh, yes.
That's his little term for
Yes.
all the chains.
Yes. And so you have that situation where the chef in there is following some formula, not to say that the food isn't good, but it's a formula rather than a real chef like yourself. And I guess the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Ocala is not New York, and yet you got them beat. If you had True Grits on right there in Times Square, you could shout in the streets and people would say, yeah, this is different. This is something we need to get. And here you are in Ocala.
Yeah.
How'd you end up here?
Just where fate blew me. I ended up to be here. At least I'm in the Sunshine State. I'm not back in North Carolina where it rains and
love
snows.
North Carolina.
What's really nice, though, is that when people are born and raised in the South and you know what their palate likes and everything, and then they have relatives that come down from the North, this is really a nice place to go for them to experience like biscuits and gravy, because so many people think gravy is brown. And then when I moved down here, I found out it's white.
White gravy.
And so, you have to be able to enjoy different things.
Yeah, right. That's me too.
Yeah, you have to be brave and try new things, and that's the great thing about True Grits.
Oh yeah, and then the thing about being in the South is this flavor profile and the foods we're eating, it's so widespread. Everything. The only difference is people have different variations. Somebody might use neck bones versus ham hocks, but it's the same basic principles to achieve the product.
Right. Yankee girl, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You and I are kind of in the same boat. So is Robin. Robin's from Wisconsin. So when I moved to the South, I did embrace almost every Southern food that's out. I embrace grits, love grits, and probably you name it, Southern fried chicken, love all that. The one thing I still haven't warmed up to, and everybody's going to hate me for this, is collard greens.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you made a face. So that means you don't like it either. But BJ, you said, oh my goodness.
Yes.
They smell really good. I just don't care for them because I was never brought up with that kind of
But you
food.
weren't brought up with grits either. And you love them.
Oh, I do.
Now she does. After True Grits.
Yeah.
Not before True Grits.
But I'm
She
sure if
tasted
I ate
ours.
the greens.
All right. So tell me
they
about
did
wear
like
on me.
it.
So, BJ, do you do anything with collard greens that would make me like them, or am I just unsophisticated?
What I tell everybody when they say they don't like something is you haven't had them cooked properly. So come in and try them. I promise you, you'll enjoy them. We use now it's 4 types of pork to season it to make what we call in the South a pot liquor, which is the flavored water.
When you say 4 types of pork, you mean 4 different pigs? What does that mean?
Ham hocks, the salt pork, fatback, and bacon.
Okay.
So you get
it could all be from the same pig,
Yeah,
though.
it's all from the same pig, but
Okay,
just different
okay.
cuts. It has different textures in the meat, and then different fat content, and then the way they cure it and
So
smoke
collard
it.
greens are really not a vegetarian item.
No,
Not
they're
at
not.
all.
That's another reason why. Because,
None of the vegetables at True Grits are vegetarian.
Are you a vegetarian?
no, I'm not.
No,
but I'm
okay.
trying to watch what I eat.
Yeah.
Do you make something called scrapple?
Scrapple?
Yeah.
I have not made it at True Grits, but I've made it at home, and
You
it's one
think
of those
that would
southern
go over
staples.
well? Yeah.
What is it? What is
You think that
scrapple?
would go over well?
Scrapple it's like a mix of organ meat and stuff like that.
Organ meat.
Yeah.
They use the liver and the stomach and the kidneys and
Anthony Bourdain will love you.
We were this close to having him as a guest, by the way.
oh yeah.
He's a tough guy to get on the air. We can get almost anybody. If we try hard enough, we were this close, and then he had to go to Paris or something.
Yeah.
We'll keep bugging him. We'll have to have you in here that day, because if you are an Anthony Bourdain fan, we'll just shut up. We'll just let you and him talk. We'll just listen.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Do you use cheese? Do you cook with a lot of cheese at True Grits?
Yes, we go through tons of cheddar cheese.
Cheddar.
Yes.
Now, I can go for that. I love
With our
cheddar.
cheesy cheddar grits are probably our second most popular grits.
Every other day I'm a health nut, you know.
Every other day?
Yeah, because every other day we have some author who has written some book that tells you don't eat this or don't eat that. And almost every one of them says bread and cheese. 2 of my favorite things, by the way, and you're not supposed to eat them at all.
Well, bread, if it's our refined processed product that you buy off the grocery store. But if you're eating like an artisanal product from unbleached flour, unbrominated flour,
Yeah?
that's handcrafted, it's way better for you than the processed
Oh,
stuff.
man, I can smell it just listening to you talk about it.
some of that
It's
when
like the bread my grandmother would have
Yeah,
made,
when it
right?
comes out, you get to hear the crust cracking as it
Oh,
sets.
yeah.
And all
Oh,
that, just
man.
the aroma.
With real butter?
My mouth is
Yes.
watering.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we're going there for lunch.
All right, we're going to go to True Grits. Now, do you like what I do? This is what I do with grits. I put them on my toast.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Is that, am I ruining them when I do that?
No, not
No?
or that, or just use the toast as your vessel to.
Was it last time you were here? One of you said that somebody you knew could identify where in the South you were from, or not in the South you were from, if in case it may be, depending on what you put on your grits, whether it was butter or salt or sugar and all the other things, right? Was that you? Were you the one who?
Possibly.
Yeah. So I put salt and butter. Does that mean I'm from New York? I'm trying to figure out.
No, this means whoever introduced you to you.
Oh.
To him taught you right.
And that's right. Yeah. Well, I can tell you who did. I had an aunt who was very Southern, lived and grew up in South Carolina. So, and that's where I first experienced grits, was with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, salt and butter.
There you go. See, I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you do grits, Robin?
I do. I think salt and butter. Yeah, I do.
You do it right
I
too.
do. Yeah.
That's what it says on the
from you.
package. And
You do it
normally-
right?
Never made them.
Oh, you never made them?
No,
You just eat them.
I just eat them.
Well, what do you put on them?
Nothing.
Oh, really?
I just eat them at the restaunt.
Yeah, I bet they're
The
good
black
that
and
way.
blue.
Well, you got a healthy skin. It
Yeah.
must be working for you. I mean, you look really good. So, are you health conscientious when you cook? Sort of, kind of?
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah?
The fact that I like to use fresh ingredients, things like that. And I'd much rather use whole butter, the real deal, not margarine, something that's been chemically altered in a lab to make work.
Yeah, they don't call it margarine anymore. They call it spread.
Yeah, spread, shortening, it's all hydrogenated there. They're chaining along hydrogen atoms.
And what
mixed
do you
up.
think is actually best? Do you think real butter is actually the best?
I have to believe
it
that.
tastes the best, and it probably is the best.
That's the only thing I use is butter.
Really?
Yeah.
It's natural. It was put on the earth for a reason. You know, it comes from it's a natural process.
I'm going to get real butter.
When you make omelets, do you also have the omelets that you make just the outside and not the yolk? For people,
Oh,
if
egg
they're
white
health
omelets?
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you
we have egg whites.
do that also?
We do the egg beaters available.
Why do people drop the yolk? I'll never get this.
That's where all the fat and cholesterol is.
Okay.
But what they don't understand that it's LDL cholesterol. It's actually the good cholesterol. Just like
Thank you.
fat from internal fat in meat, the marbling in the meat is the good cholesterol fat. The fat outside of it, the harder stuff is.
I'm going to remember
is
that
the
if I
bad
can.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you get an egg white omelet with sausage in it.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you just put the yolk? If you're going to put sausage, you might. And an egg white by itself. I mean, you got to put a lot of salt to make it worth anything.
Yeah, just straight protein. It's not that. Not
I
all
actually
that
love egg whites.
Do you really?
Do you serve things a la carte there, or can a person come in and just say they want a particular meal and then you just put the things in with the meal, like your entree and your vegetables and your salad?
Yeah, well, see, that's the beauty of how we've got it set up. Like, if you want a catfish plate, you don't have set sides that come with it. You can pick any of 2 sides that we have. You get to mix and match. You choose
Catfish plate.
Yeah, fried catfish with
Really?
Cajun remoulade sauce.
What kind
wow.
of what kind of sauce?
Cajun remoulade?
Did you invent that?
No, I
Cajun
can't
remoulade?
take credit for that. I modified it. I made it a little better.
Oh, okay. I love that cooking from
You know
scratch.
what?
This
I
is
would.
great.
We got to get that. That sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
That would expand my horizons a little bit.
It's got capers, French cornichon pickles, and horseradish.
No
blackening
other capers.
spice.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. I don't know. I know what horseradish
Capers.
is.
What are capers?
Capers? It's a little flower. It's like actually an unbloomed flower from
Oh, really?
plant. I'm not sure of the actual plant, but they pickle them in a brine.
Oh,
They're
So a
really
little
good.
salty, briny,
I gotta try
floral.
If you're just tuning in and you're getting hungry, go to True Grits Restaurant. That is where BJ is a chef. Yankee Girl, what is your title? What do you do?
I'm just a server.
Just a server.
that. Yeah, but that's an important job because sometimes people
Yes,
can get
you can't.
like,
You don't get your
nasty.
food. If he's cooking it, you gotta have
Yeah.
somebody between the two,
You have
right?
to be on top of things.
Yeah.
So, have you had anybody? Are you hidden, BJ? Or are you visible?
Yeah, we're hidden in the back.
You are.
Yes, sir.
But if people want to talk to him, he comes out and talks
Oh,
to
yeah.
them.
Oh, do you? No, I'd like to meet the chef. Do you hate when they say that?
No,
No.
Oh.
I enjoy talking to people about it.
May I meet the chef? I'd like to say. I'd like to shake the hand of the chef.
Yeah, to say thank you. That would be a good thing.
Now, if I do that when Yankee Girl's there, then you'll know it's me because she'll say, "Oh, it's that guy from the radio."
Have you? Is there anything on the menu that you've totally invented yourself?
Totally invented myself. Not really. It's more like a hits list from growing up. All my favorites of Southern food. The only thing I will say is like our chicken fried steak or country fried steak. We've most people use cube steak, and I take the ribeye, and the ribeye has a fat cap on it. It's 2 pieces on your steak. You have the loin part.
Right.
Okay.
So the top is called a spinalis dorsi. I remove that.
Wow.
And trim all the fat off, and then take the actual loin part of the ribeye, cut it down and pound it out, and then we marinate that in buttermilk for our country fried
Wow.
steak. So no chewy, tough cube steak. It's hand cut, pounded, and marinated ribeye.
Oh, you got to tell Joe that. I think that's one of his favorite meals.
Oh, it is. It is one of
I
his
think he's
favorites.
told us
It is
that.
really good.
And then it gets topped
Yeah.
with the sausage gravy that we make in house. It simmers for about an hour and a half as it thickens up, and then
What do you do to make a good cup of coffee? I know that's a pretty elementary question, but what do you do? Do you add something to it?
a good cup of coffee. You have to start with good beans.
And is that what you do?
Good coffee.
You actually grind your beans?
We do not grind our beans. It comes in pre-ground, but I spent about 2 hours with our provider taste testing just countless cups of coffee.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
And who won?
Royal Cup is actually our provider now.
Oh, Royal Cup.
Yes, sir. They supply Hilton chains as well.
Wow.
A lot of the
nice.
hotels and things.
So because you know what, that'll actually help me make up my mind about a place to go for breakfast is the coffee. Because a lot of times the food is, it's me. I'm not very daring. I'll say, I have a couple of eggs, a cup of coffee. The coffee is usually what the deciding factor. We've got a phone call, and you will need the headphones to be able to hear the phone call. So I'll give you a second to put the headphones on. While they're putting the headphones on, this is an interview with our friends BJ and Yankee Girl, and I don't remember Yankee Girl's real name, but they are here from True Grits Restaurant, a taste of the South, serving classic Southern food with a little soul. They have their headphones on. Let's say good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on with BJ and Yankee Girl.
Well, I'm wondering if the cheese grits are the second favorite. What is the first favorite way that they served grits?
It would have to be our shrimp and grits. We sell more of those than any other flavor.
Shrimp and grits.
Oh, shrimp and grits. Okay. Well, it's bound to be good. I've been there twice, and I'm looking forward to a third visit.
Ah, okay.
Awesome.
Are you going for lunch or for breakfast?
Both. I have been there for both, and one time Yankee Girl waited on me.
Oh, did she? All right. Does she say, does a Yankee Girl on her tag when she comes up to you?
Say again?
Does her name tag say Yankee Girl?
No. I'd heard the previous interview on the radio, and I asked someone which one was Yankee Girl and which one was Southern Belle.
Nice.
Very good.
That's
Very good.
wonderful.
Wonderful call. Thank you for the call.
You bet. I look forward to being there with True Grits once more. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good
Awesome. We
day.
look forward to seeing you again.
Good call. You have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, everybody. I had a question on the grits. Do you ever use the European butter in there?
Yes, sir. Actually, we go half and half when we do our grits. We put half of the
Really?
European Pelugra butter and half of the domestic butter, just to give it that little extra
I
richness.
tried that last week. That's some awesome butter. And I've been to your place twice, and always that's what I come for is the grits, and they're excellent. So I was just curious on that.
Yes, sir. If we can put that little extra, it's something, it's simple. You have grits, water, salt, and butter. If we can put one of those, we elevate it up. We already got great grits. We put great butter in there. It makes it just that much better.
Wow. Well,
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Who's hungry, Robin? You hungry?
Oh, yeah. I
Do
can't
you
wait.
guys come just before lunch on purpose? Is that the whole idea here? Come just before lunch, get people hungry.
That's the
That's our good
subliminal
marketing.
You guys are so sweet. I love all of you. True Grits Restaurant, and you are located at 331 Northwest 20th Street, and the landmarks are the Sunoco Station and the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion.
Yeah.
Right? Well, thank you for coming in. Any last things we need to get out there?
That should be it. Look forward to next time.
What are you having for lunch today?
Today,
What are you having personally?
personally,
Yeah, what are you gonna
Well, we're running our TG cheesesteak for a special. where we take our prime rib and we shave it down, and peppers, onions, normal cheesesteak.
On a sandwich or just
on a hoagie roll?
On a hoagie roll.
Yeah.
Oh no, that sounds good.
With pepper jack cheese.
That does sound good.
Give it our own little twist.
It is
to
really good.
Yankee girl, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yesterday was Robin's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, would you sing for her at the restaurant?
Unfortunately, we're not allowed to sing happy birthday because it's a copyright law.
Oh, it's a copyright issue.
There you go.
I didn't know it either.
Oh.
But we can sing
I'm teasing.
our True Grits happy birthday.
Oh, you have a special song.
Well, it's not. Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of special.
You get in trouble for singing happy birthday?
I didn't know it either. Everywhere else,
I'm really
I
just
sing.
teasing you. I can tell when I push your button a little bit. Yankee girl, thank you for coming in, and BJ, thank you. You got us all hungry. It sounds like you've got an outstanding restaurant over at True Grits, and Ocala should go visit. It is not cookie cutter. It's definitely one of a kind.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's a phone number and a website? Let me ask those two things.
Website is www.true-grits.com.
Okay.
And our phone number is 352-867-7772.
Okay, excellent. Thank you both. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
What wrong?